welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Monday here in Melbourne, because let's go up to our friends up in Queensland. Of course, it's great to head back to the Capricornia region and speak with the reigning champions in the AFL Capricornia women's competition. That is the Yeppoon Swans. And of course, we've got 5 very special guests joining us right now to tell us a bit about it. Thanks all you for joining us.
Thank you.
No worries. Well, I'll get all 5 of you to introduce yourselves and tell us what position you all played on grand final day, even though I know it was 6 months ago.
I'll go first. My name's Lauren Moss and I am the captain of the Swans. I played midfield. I've played that pretty much the whole year, maybe switching it up a little bit to have a bit of a break, but yeah, that's what I played in grand final as well.
My name's Riley and I'm the vice captain and I played midfield all year long.
My name's Caitlin Lynch and I play centre half back.
Tamara Creamer. On grand final day I played.
And I'm Mia Kitchener and on grand final I played winger and throughout the season also played winger.
Tell us a bit about the grand final. I know it was 6 months ago. I know we're going back to last year, but tell us a bit about it and how surreal was it?
Yeah, definitely surreal. Something we'd been to a grand final the year before, but didn't come away with the goods. I think Creamer, you shanked the first goal. Got it to our first point, but then made up for it throughout the game. I think we got 2 more goals.
Yeah, 2 after that. Yeah.
After that, yeah, it was a big game. It was a tough game. It was a hard slog, especially like the first 3 quarters. I think it took us a bit to sort of try and play our footy instead of just playing, I guess, defensive footy.
It was, I think, going into the grand final because we lost the previous year in the GF. We just came out for a bit of redemption. And yeah, like we trained, our preseason was fantastic. Our season was fantastic. I think we're 15-0. So, you know, we went in very ready and prepared because that was our aim for the entire season.
Now, of course, you played the Panthers of Rockhampton in that grand final, and obviously you won fairly easily at the end by 25 points. Was there any point in the game that you felt comfortable enough that you got the chance to enjoy the moment?
I don't think so.
5 minutes.
Yeah. I remember saying to Riley, like we had about 2 minutes to go and I was yelling out, leave nothing in the tank, Riley, nothing in the tank. She said, I'm empty. That's went to me. Yeah. But I feel like we all played our hearts out the entire game and didn't ever feel like, well, I didn't feel like we had it in the bag. Yeah, it wasn't an easy win, even though the points toward the end may have looked that way, but no, it was a hard slog and I think just put in a lot of effort and yeah, came out on top.
Yeah, Panthers, like they really brought it to us, like especially the first 3 quarters. But even when we started hitting that scoreboard, like we were just working that hard, like every quarter, like even like we had a halftime break, that felt like nothing. And then yeah, it wasn't until like the siren went, I'm done. Like thank God we got that win.
I think it was that fitness at the end that got us through, just through that last quarter, definitely.
What was said at halftime? Because the score at halftime was 1-4 to 4 behinds. What happened? What sort of changed? Because after that, the team just stormed home at the end, 5-1 to no score. What was said?
I guess the big thing that's always been pushed throughout the season was like just playing 4 quarters of footy. We reset, you know, our strategy for the game was always our defensive pressure, our ball pressure, our tackling. So we went over our stats like we normally do. Panthers were always a team that continually challenged us and usually, you know, got a quarter or 2 up on us throughout the season. But I think some field changes and us going back to a little bit of an original formation that we played throughout the season had a pretty big impact on it because there's a lot of trust in that space when you've got, you know, people like Lynchy playing in your centre half back line, then Riley just being her bulldog in the middle. And we just kind of we felt comfortable with where everyone was at when we went back into the second half and just, you know, chipped away and played our game. So
when the final siren went, Can you remember where the ball was at the time, and how was the reactions like when that final siren went?
So I'm pretty sure.
I kicked it through the sticks.
Yeah.
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 I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it was in our forward line.
Yeah,
it
I
went
kicked it through
straight
the
in
sticks
goal.
pretty much. We didn't hear the siren, which was most probably the little disappointing thing. So we celebrated the goal, but we kind of turned around and went, oh, the siren's gone. So you had to have like an additional kind of celebration. So we didn't actually know, to be honest.
So after you kicked the goal on the siren, turned out to be on or after the siren, how long did it take till you finally realised that the game was over?
Maybe about 3 or 4 seconds. Like we kicked it, celebrate, turned around, and we seen the team running onto the field, and we're like, "Oh, you beauty!"
Yeah, that's when Mia was like, come on, Riley, like nothing left in the tank. And like she's kicked it, we're like getting ready to reset. And then we're like, oh no, like game's over. Like we won it.
Went down for that.
Yeah.
Everyone mids and forwards had no idea.
And I think once that realization did set in, it was the best thing ever. I think especially for girls who've been playing for a long time, or since the first team for the Swannies, knowing that, we won it and won it for them as well was really nice to be a part of, for sure.
When you got your premiership medals, how long did you wear it for, and did any of you sleep with it?
I think Lowell was just texting us constantly, like, we do this.
Yeah, we wore it. The moment we had, like, we won it and it got placed on our necks, it was on us, like, throughout all that night, till Sunday, and then we had, next week after, we had our footy presentation, and coach was like, oh, you better wear your medals, and I nearly had a little cry moment because I went out that night, lost my medal, and I texted him, I've lost my medal, and he's like, it's all good, I got you a spare one, so you had a backup for me. I'm like, oh, after 7 years, I win a grand final and then I lose my medal. Like, that was it. Yeah.
I'm assuming you still got it now. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Coach had a spare one for me. Thank God.
Who got the hold of the Premiership Cup first?
Nothing.
So, how good was it to hold the Premiership Cup first before your teammates swarmed onto you?
I don't think I thought of it like that, to be honest. It was, it wasn't like I got this before everyone else, but it was obviously a massive privilege to not only get thrown the ball that we played with, so the playing ball. I thought that was a really special moment to be given that from Brad Matheson, but also then, to go up and hold that cup it's giving me goosebumps now thinking about it. So, it's massive.
Now, I'm assuming all you got a chance to hold the cup at some stage throughout the day after, you received the Premiership Cup. So my question I want to ask is, did any get a chance to kiss the cup at any stage?
A lot of things happened.
I can't even remember,
Oh, that cup got passed around a lot, and there was a lot of beer skulls from it. Even our coach filled it up a few times and have a skull, so that was pretty cool.
I'm not too sure if there were too many kisses though. I think there might have been a handful, but potentially there was more alcohol than kisses.
When did the Premiership sink in to all 5 of you? And now coming up to, the new season now, are you still kicking yourselves for the fact that you've won a Premiership, and now I guess everyone's chasing you for that Premiership this year?
Yeah, that's definitely another surreal feeling. Because we've always been chasing everyone else down, and to finally be in that top position is, I guess it just shows the amount of effort we've put in to get to this spot. So,
well, I remember it was like a week after the grand final, and we came back to the clubhouse for a game review, and we're all out on the field already just wanting pre-season, and the coach is like, come on guys, just give it a rest. So I think
everyone wants to
we just wanted to keep going pretty much, go for another one.
We were doing little informal catch-ups, there were girls who were still going jogging or kicking a footy or just staying connected in our pre-season directly after. And yeah, we were like keen as for when pre-season was about to kick off because we just wanted to get straight back into it. I think that feeling, it was surreal to start off with and a bit overwhelming, like after you win the premiership. But I think too, like it was just a bit of icing on the cake for such a rewarding season for us, and like the growth that we had as players and then as a team and a collective with our coaching staff. Like it was just a perfect combination that, you know, at the end of the day, the cup was just the reward, like the final piece of the puzzle pretty much, because, you know, if we didn't all do our roles and play our parts, we would never have gotten there. So it was really nice to just be able to celebrate that as a whole team who just played with heart and just put in the effort the entire season.
Sure. I think a moment for me, just going back to the first part of your question, when the premiership sunk in, was straight after the game, I went back into the change room. And while our coach said, you know, just take this moment, spend the next 15 minutes in the change room together before you go out, sorry, to your friends and family, because it's really important to, let it sink in, have this moment together. And it was, during that time, I'm like, oh yeah, we did it. Take this over, and just really happy to have that moment together. So that's something that stood out for me.
So how did all you get involved in footy and why did you choose it?
I grew up calling it AFL. I never understood the game. Yeah, I was that person. But, you know, a couple of girls at our high school were really good at it and kind of all came from different sports and played this one sport and absolutely like dominated. And I kind of just went in from high school into playing it once I graduated, and absolutely loved the game. Like, best game I've ever played. Yeah.
I wish I found it earlier, to be honest. I'm sort of at the end of my time, and to now have what we've got here, it's a little bit saddening, I guess, but I was just pulled in from one of the first players. Like when the team first got together, I had connections with her and she just said, come and play AFL for us. When the team was just beginning to build up, I guess, I think around 2015, I probably started. I knew nothing of the game. I had played contact sports, but AFL, I never watched it like on telly religiously like most people do who play, so.
Yeah, I started when I was about 16. Like, I grew up in a big rugby league family. I was playing a lot of soccer and rugby league. And then I was in school and a mate went away to AFL comp, and the following year she asked me to come. And I just loved it. Didn't know what I was doing, but everyone's like, just join a club. So one of my coaches, when we went to the comp, said, oh, just go down to Swan Park. Like, you live in Yeppoon, go there. I was like 16 years old. I remember my first game, I was so excited, but I was so scared. I'm like this little 16-year-old with all these big women, but like I just went out there and had the best time. And like, I'm 23 now, so I've been at this club like a good 7 years, and I absolutely love it. Like, AFL, best sport ever.
And I got into it most probably just when the comp first started, they were just putting a bit of a call out for ladies back in 2010. And I used to play a bit of basketball against Lynchy, but played basketball for like 20 years and soccer for 15, and kind of found a sport that molds the two together. And you can transfer the thinking of basketball over to AFL. So I think after the first game, I was like, oh, I love this. Like, I just love the fact that I was just allowed to kick a footy and smash people pretty much. So, and it stuck. So, I'm still trying to do it with my old body. But like I've been playing 12 years now, and you know, if my body would let me do another 10 to 15, I would. But you know, Masters is calling my name, I think.
Yeah. And for me, it was just, I grew up playing soccer and touch footy, but always curious about AFL. And then, 3 years ago, I just had a friend, shout out to Keto, who just said, why don't you come along to AFL? And I guess she gave me the courage to rock up to training one night. This was the previous team, which I really enjoyed playing with. But rocked up and started playing and learned some basics with them and the love for the sport. And that's what got me into it.
What does the sport of footy now mean to all 5 of you, especially being part of your Yeppoon Swans?
Well, I don't think it's the footy like the AFL itself that means so much to me. It's actually just being a part of this club. Okay, so the Yeppoon Swans it's been like my kids have grown up here. I have 3 boys, and I had my first child before I started playing, but then not long after my second one came, and and then the third. So it shows how long I've been here, and just the sort of community spirit that you get out of it. You learn to know everyone in the town, which is really good. Like when you go shopping, you know nearly everyone there. And yeah, so just the community and togetherness of the whole Swan Park, like, what am I trying to say? Of the, all of the teams, all of the people who help out here, everyone who comes down. So I think that means the most to me. And I mean, training's nice as well, because that's my time.
Yeah, no, like I love the game, love the sport, like it's so like rewarding, but it is the club and it's the community Yeppoon Swans have built, like from our younger grades right up to like our older grades, Rosie's, A's, women's, and like to be 16 years old and like women just get around, older women just got around me so much, supported me. A lot of them has been my mentors. Like I moved to Yeppoon, just me and my mum, and then just having the support from them and the love from them has just been amazing. And like this club is my family, my team is my family, and yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world. Like Yeppoon Swans, like best club, hands down. Yeah.
Well, I've only been here for a couple of years and I've played a lot of sports growing up, but like just coming here, the culture is just amazing. I've never felt so comfortable around a group of people, and not just the girls, like coaches, all of the community. It's just, yeah, great. And as Mossy said, like training is my me time. So kind of just switching off, and, I think all of us can say we get a lot out of training. We don't ever leave without getting a sweat on. So yeah, it's great on and off the field.
Yeah, definitely. I would say for me, it's most probably 2 things. So first, obviously, being a parent, this is an outlet, but it's an outlet that puts you around other people who have a shared experience and a shared goal. So, we're all here for the same thing. So we've got the motivation, we've got the passion. And so being around people who are continually motivating you kind of keeps you like in a really good headspace, and, just builds that team dynamic. And then the second thing would be just had the privilege of being able to watch the club grow for quite a while now through my journey here. And it's the culture of it has seemed like we've had a massive shift over the last 7 to 10 years. And just, it's like a second family. Like, that you can come here and you can bring your kids. It's a day out for the family, and it just reminds me of when I was a kid and used to do like rugby league with my family. Like my kids all now run around with their little Swanee shirts on. They fight to come to training for no apparent reason other than to just be annoying, as you've already seen. But it's good, there's acceptance here and people understand, and it's a safe space for them. They're comfortable here, but it's, it's just one big family and we've all kind of got each other's back. So I love it.
Yeah. And for me, I haven't been with the Swans very long, just a year, but a big thing for me to come to the Swans was that I wanted to make some friends and have a community for myself in the town that I live in, but not originally from. And that is exactly what I got. Just such a strong community, really welcoming, and yeah, happy to have me come, even though I didn't originally play for the Swans. But it's, that community feel and being so welcome, I think, it goes a really long way, plays a big part for me.
What have all you learnt from each other on and off the footy field?
Mia's probably the nicest one out of everyone. Kind. He's our client. Wouldn't hurt a fly. We're building her up to hurt people. Prema's the strongest one. So we've got the kindest, the strongest. Lynch is just someone that I really enjoy watching play at the moment. I wish I was her. She's very graceful playing footy. She's got miles to still go. Like she's got so much that she can still, you know, work with. And then Riley's like, she's my little bestie from, we basically started together and I've watched her grow from, you know, as she said, 16, so, and now 23. So we've got a very close connection too.
I think for Mossy, our captain,
Yeah.
when you think of a captain, they are a leader. And a leader to me is somebody who leads by example, somebody you can trust, somebody who is approachable, somebody who is all those great things. And Mossy to me, and I'm sure all of us, is, the epitome or the, I don't know the right word. She is all of that.
Yeah, she's the glue that pretty much holds us together. Like she's the center of our foundation, and you know, her work is exemplary. Like the way that she leads. Like I've been here for a long time, but playing under Moss as a captain, you know, pretty big privilege. So, but I think playing amongst all the players here, everyone brings something unique to the table. That's a strength that we all work off. You know, and we're starting to learn about each other and who we are as people, not just what we do on and off the field. And I think that's what brings our group and will bring our group closer together heading into 2023.
Well, someone almost mentioned it just then. Tell us a bit about your amazing Premiership coach, Mark.
So Mark is a great coach. He knows this, him saying this, but I've played sport all of my life and I've had lots of different coaches, but never one quite like Mark. And I think, just similar sort of sense to Mossy being a leader. It's the same for Wall and all of the assistant coaches as well. Someone we can look up to, trust, and have that faith to lead us in the right direction.
I think with Wall, when he assigns himself a team, then he gives more than 100% to that team. So he's been maybe the piece of puzzle that we've been missing to get to where we are. He's worked us really hard and it's exactly what we needed. And we've just built from there under him. So
and I think as a coach, like I've been here since the get-go and I've been able to coach for a couple of years with the women's team when we weren't able to have one, and having someone that comes and takes over your team that's not a partner or a husband or a player who completely invests in us as a team. We actually seen ourselves go from where we were to starting to reach our potential, and all we needed was just someone to see us and kind of see what we brought to the table. And, you know, he was only going to stick around for his first month, and then we blew him away with our skills and our, you know, application of practice. And like he said to us last year, like we replanted a bit of a fire in his belly. So, you know, it's a transactional process where he's given a lot of himself to us and we've given a lot of ourselves back to him. And like, you know, we reaped the rewards last year. So, you know, we're just looking forward to him just continually like pushing us and having that higher expectation of us developing our game, because he can see the potential in players like Lynchy and Riley. Moss Dog and I were a bit too old, but he still sees our potential there. But, you know, it's just he can see the value in us in what we bring to the table in regards to our footy, and all he does is go, well, you fit there, you fit there, you fit there. And it's just like, it's been amazing. And I've appreciated what I've learned from him as a coach in regards to what he brings to the table.
I think for me, I felt a bit flat in my past few years of footy, and he's kind of re-sparked that love for footy, as well as the girls, like just fallen back in love with the game and absolutely want to do my best every training, every game.
Well, he's a great coach. We do have a lot of fun. I call him a fitness freak because he is a fitness freak. But it's
what we needed.
It's what we needed. Like
we were going to get nowhere unless we amp
I
up
think,
our fitness.
yeah, like he's just brought us up on this new level. Like it's just amazing. Like we do work really hard, but he's just, he's really just created like us as a whole new team and really built something. And like we needed someone like Well to step in, and he did, and it's been really good. Like we work hard, but we get the rewards and we have fun, and like
we still take the piss out of him though. Like if he makes a mistake, or, he had to work on some language issues there back in the day because he was coaching women. So we made sure that we stuck it to him. But you know, his growth as a coach is just as much as our growth as a as a team. And like, you know, he made a statement last year and he's like, oh, bloody hell, you know, I don't understand. Like all that we have to do as women, what we need to do prior to even get to training in regards to kids, you know, our commitments. And like, it was a massive compliment from him, just acknowledging the fact that it's not as easy as leaving the kids at home with the hubby and off we go to training. Like, we've got to do lots of other things. And, you know, he's kind of shifted his lens a little bit and understanding that a little bit more in regards to us. But yeah, it's been, we just like making sure that he knows that his dad jokes are horrible. I was going to say that. Yeah, we keep him pretty grounded, but he's most probably got another, you know, 25, you know, daughters sitting in this team as well. So we all think of him really highly, and I know he does the same for us.
We just make sure we take the piss out of him enough so
Pulling it down.
Yeah.
so he doesn't rise too much.
Yeah.
So 2 final ones before I let Uli go, which is for everyone up in the beautiful Capricornia region. What will be your advice to them to get involved in footy, especially down there at Yeppoon? And you might as well tell us where your home ground is.
Our club first it's at Swan Park. It's in Cordingley Street in Yeppoon. It's pretty much close to the dead centre of town. I say that with a pun because it's about 2 blocks from the cemetery. I'm funny, ain't I? But I would just say, like, for anyone, you know, like, I think me is a perfect example of it. Like, if you want to build your community, you want to be social, you know, this is a really good place. Like, we've got lots of mums, we've got people who have different experiences in life, and it's just a centre place for people of, you know, very different backgrounds and diversities to like come together and share in the love of footy. And like, we're open to newbies who come, who, you know, have never played before, and you know, it's all, and like, we just love it. We just want to empower women in sport, and we don't even know that we actually just intrinsically do it. But it's all just around building our network as women and, you know, women who play footy. That's my thing.
Here's with a light-hearted question, which is, who's the comedian, the best singer and into their TikTok/BeReal, or best dancer?
Ash.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ash is our dancer. Every Saturday before a game, she would upload a photo of her dancing to
A video.
So a video of her dancing. So
Just some random song. So yeah.
She's a dancer. I don't know singer. I don't think anyone's been drunk enough to show us their true singing skills, although maybe when they're drunk they might think that they're amazing. So I don't know, it could be 2 different pieces of judgment there. Who's it?
Ella was probably our dancer.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. And a comedian.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
Yeah. Ella's just gone down south, so she's a part of our Gold Coast Academy, one of our juniors who come through the Swans, and she was most probably the non-blondest of our group, but the blondest. So if Ella didn't get the joke on Thursday nights, well, then it wasn't a good joke. But
Didn't get any of them.
yeah.
But no jokes.
So, and she was like our little judgment piece there. So even if you had a good one and she didn't get it, it wasn't good. But yeah, just like comedians, I think people do random funny stuff all the time. And again, like our biggest comedians, most probably our coach.
Yeah. Marketing.
Yeah, but and other than that, yeah, we don't know singers. Got our dancers, got our TikTokers, and yeah, I think we might see Lynchy come out with a dancing with her graceful ballerinas in the back line. So we'll see how we go. Oh yeah, she's rocking this year. Graceful leaping.
Well, all 5 of you, thank you so much for getting up some of your time to join us. It's awesome having all 5 of you on the show to talk about your amazing premiership success. And finally, someone has been the Glenmore Bulls premiership reign. Well done. Congratulations. And let's hope you can start a very similar thing and hopefully make a huge premiership run again yourselves this season to make it back-to-back.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Thank you for having us.
No worries. And of course, if you want to get involved down there at your parents' Swans, of course, amazing club down there in the Capricornia region. Of course, we'll put all the details up on how you can get involved and support the Mighty Swannies in 2023. There's more on the Smash Sport show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.